price of democracy more than just showing up? Did you know that in the 2020 US presidential election, over 159 million Americans voted, but millions more vote? In a system where every vote counts, you'd think people would be lining up for blocks. Understanding American elections is like trying to assemble IKEA furniture after a bottle of tequila, confusing and frustrating. We're diving into primaries, caucuses, and enough campaign ads to make your head spin. Because in America, democracy isn't a spectator sport, it's a full-contact, no-holds-barred political cage match. Let's talk about the Electoral College, the system that decides who becomes the leader of the free world. Instead of directly electing the president, Americans vote for electors who then cast votes based on the popular vote in their state. Each state gets a certain number of electors based on its population. Some argue that the Electoral College is unfair because it gives more power to less populated states, while others say it protects the interests of all states. It's a debate that's been raging since the Founding Fathers first scribbled it on parchment. Before the general election, we got to talk about primaries and caucuses. Primaries are like standard elections. You show up, cast your ballot, and go about your day. Caucuses involve public discussions, persuasive speeches, and sometimes a bit of awkward shuffling around. Iowa and New Hampshire always go first, wielding a disproportionate amount of influence. Campaigning smoke and mirrors, but with more balloons. Campaigning today is all about social media blitzes, viral videos, and data analysis. Candidates spend millions trying to convince you they're the best thing since sliced bread. They use targeted advertising and teams of spin doctors to choreograph every public appearance. But don't give up hope. Do your research, read beyond the headlines, and don't believe everything you see on the internet. There are still ways to see through the smoke and mirrors. Your vote, your voice, why you actually matter. Now, you might be thinking, does my vote even matter? The answer is yes. Every vote is a drop in the bucket of democracy. Local elections impact your schools, roads, and trash pickup. National elections determine healthcare, education, and the future of the planet. Voter turnout in the US is notoriously low, especially among young people and minority groups. That's why it's more important than ever to get registered, show up at the polls, and make your voice heard. Tons of organizations are working to make voting easier and more accessible, so there's no excuse not to participate. Be the change you want to see on Pennsylvania Avenue or something. So there you have it, a crash course in the wonderful, wacky world of American elections. It's messy, it's complicated, and it doesn't always make sense. But it's the system we've got. The only way to make it better is to participate. Register to vote, talk to your friends and family about the issues, volunteer for a campaign, or donate to a cause you believe in. In a democracy, the power rests with the people. And when the people speak, politicians better listen. Go forth and vote like your democracy depends on it, because frankly, it kind of does.